Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as you can see up on the screen, we're going to be talking about TSM, we're going to be talking about their bot lane, and we are going to be talking about Lost. He has been just such a kind of diversive guy in the community right now because some people are in the camp of, he's a young, inexperienced player. He's 21 years old. We've seen him in the LCS a little bit before. He's been around for a while, but still, he doesn't have a ton of LCS games under his belt. He's playing with a new bot lane partner. He's in a new just scenario in general. TSM always has a ton of pressure and stuff on them. Give him time to develop, give him time to grow, and he can still be great. And then some other people are like, wow, we saw him however many 7, 8, 9 games in the lock-in. We've seen him 3, 4 games into the LCS. Maybe he's just not good enough. Maybe he's not cut out. We need to bring Doublelift back. We need to bring Cody's son and, whatever. Everyone seems to have an opinion about TSM, about Lost. But now, TSM coming off a 3-0 week very quietly is now 3rd place in the LCS. It's going to kind of depend how the rest of the games go today, exactly where they're at. But they're 4-2 right now. And things are all of a sudden looking pretty decent for this team. In this video today, we're going to be talking about what has been going on with Lost, what's been going on with the bot lane, maybe what some other people out there are saying about them, and what the future's kind of looking like for this team. Have they had a weak schedule? How are they playing? How are they looking? All that stuff we're going to be talking about in today's video. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you have not already, please take a second and smash the like button. I would appreciate it so much. It's honestly one of the best ways to help support my channel and my content. That's something that you're interested in doing. Helps us out the YouTube algorithm, getting us out to more and more people, helping me continue to grow this channel, because that's really what I'm trying to do here at the end of the day. Also subscribing if you have not already, so you can stay up to date on all my latest content, so you don't miss out on anything we've got going on in the future. With that being said, first I want to start off with this little clip from Doublelift's co-stream of the LCS. This was actually yesterday, day 2 of week 2 of the LCS, after TSM took down Liquid, or I believe this is actually right before TSM took down Liquid. So this is Treatz and Doublelift talking about Lost a little bit. Let's see what they've got to say about him.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
What does Treatz think of Lost? I'm just looking at your chat.
Yeah,
I think Lost is really good. I think he has the potential to be best AD in LCS. For sure.
So,
straight up.
what do you...
So, I just thought that was really interesting, and that was something I wanted to talk about. Now, obviously, Treatz has been with TSM for a while. He has played with Lost, so, they're friends. There's a relationship there. You do expect him to, be a little bit more willing to say some good stuff about what is probably, at the very least, somebody that, he gets along with well. I don't know if they're friends or acquaintances or just business relationship or what's going on, or if they even like each other or whatever. But there could be a little bit of bias there coming from Treatz, obviously. But as one of my viewers reached out to me the other day and said, I thought this was interesting that Treatz is saying this. He seems like an intelligent guy, seems to know a lot about the game, and he, has a pretty respected opinion in the community. So for him to say that Lost has a chance to be one of the best AD carries in the LCS, that is pretty interesting to me, and makes me think more like, is there something for this guy that we're not seeing? This is a guy who has scrimmed, practiced, played with this guy so much. If anyone knows all about Lost, Treatz is probably one of the most qualified people to speak about him. But then again, as one of my viewers reached out to me and said, this is where I was going with this, is Treatz has played and practiced with and scrimmed with and been around amazing AD carries. Just in TSM Academy, some of his other lane partners were Tactical, who a lot of people say is one of the best AD carries in the LCS right now, replaced Doublelift, pretty much kicked Doublelift out of the team that he had won multiple championships with and had been one of the best players in the league for, and had really, Doublelift really revived, or not single-handedly, but helped revive the Team Liquid brand in so many ways, from a team that was fighting off relegation to a team that was all of a sudden winning LCS titles and just has been dominant ever since. Tactical kicked him out of there, and since then he's been one of the better performing AD carries in the league. Maybe not so much recently, but the last year and so far in the lock-in tournament stuff, he's been really good. He has also laned with Johnson, who has been one of the better AD carries in the league also. I don't think anyone would ever say that Johnson's been the best AD carry in the league, but he has not been bad. He's been a very solid AD carry, which is maybe more than you could say about Lost from what we've seen in the LCS from him so far before this week, which I thought was interesting. Another thing is that Treatz was also on TSM when Sven was there. So Sven is maybe the best AD carry in the LCS right now. So, and then obviously Treatz also played with Doublelift. So Treatz has gotten to play with, scrim with, practice with, talk with amazing AD carries, both the new young upcoming talent, but also the old established AD carries that are some of the best AD carries in the LCS of all time in Sven and Doublet. So again, Treatz knows what it takes to be a class AD carry, what it takes to be a class bot laner, and what really is the makings of being the best AD carry in the LCS. It's definitely not something he says lightly, and he does have a relationship with Lost, so maybe he's more inclined to say good things about him, but he has a relationship with Tactical. He has some relationship with Johnson. He has some relationship with Sven as well, and he's also just not a guy to say, it doesn't seem to me at least like he's just a guy to say things that he doesn't believe in. He's not saying that Lost is the best AD carry or is gonna be the best AD carry, but that he has a shot to be. And really, if you're a team like TSM or really any team that's taking a chance on a young an inexperienced player and giving them a shot, you want at least someone with the potential, or that at least intelligent people in the community believe has the potential to be very great. There are a couple of other different interesting things from this co-stream that I don't want to just kind of sit here and watch this forever, because the things I want to talk about are kind of spaced out, but Treatz does talk about how he really thinks that just so far Lost has kind of been underperforming, and that he thinks he is much better than what he's been showing so far, and he thinks he is capable of overcoming those things and showing us a much higher level. Now, why is he maybe struggling a little bit? There's a lot going into it. Again, he is getting his first shot really at being a full-time starting AD carry in the LCS, playing for TSM, one of the most biggest big fan base organizations. There's a ton of pressure, so that could be getting to him. He's just inexperienced, so maybe he's not as comfortable. He's playing against competition to the levels that he's maybe never regularly played against before. Also, they didn't have too hot of a start to the year, so he could be lacking confidence stuff a little bit. And then also, he's obviously on a new team, new roster, new bot lane partner in a situation that might just take some time to gel and kind of figure things out and stuff. So there could be a lot of things that are kind of holding him back. Also, he said it seems like so far that Lost has kind of been playing a little bit too safe, maybe just too scared to not make mistakes, and in a way that's kind of forcing himself into some mistakes, which Treatz says that's very, very common for inexperienced players, and it's something he even admits that he went through with TSM last year. Obviously, once he got to play against Golden Guardians, he was really, really scared to make mistakes in the playoffs and stuff, and it ended up affecting his performance. But eventually, as your teammates and your coaching staff and your bot lane partner and everything just continue to believe in you and have faith in you and stuff, you can start to gain that confidence, and you can start to feel better about yourself, and you can really play at a level that you really can. And honestly, that's what we started to see a little bit this week. Now, I don't want to read too much into this week. Yes, TSM had a really, really big win yesterday against Team Liquid, but Team Liquid has looked a little bit off recently, but again, lost 2-0-7 game. This was a really, really nice game from him. And then today, up against Immortals, TSM absolutely smashed. They look great. Lost with a 8-0-3 game on Kai'Sa, honestly looking pretty good. And then the game on Friday, they looked a little bit shaky against Golden Guardians, but Lost pulling out a 7-2-4 on Ezreal. I mean, these are insane scorelines. He's putting up really, really good performances. Now, again, I don't want to read too much into those Golden Guardians, Immortals, kind of lower teams. Even Liquid is kind of struggling a little bit right now. Yes, they lost to TSM, and then Liquid dropped another game to 100 Thieves today. So I believe we take a look at the standings. Team Liquid is 3-3 right now. So even they are a bottom 5 team at the moment. Yes, you would say Liquid is more talented than that, and that's still a really, really big win for TSM to take down Team Liquid, especially in the fashion that they were able to. But yeah, when you look at the standing right now, you'll see TSM sits alone in 3rd place, just half a game behind Cloud9, just 1 game back of 100 Thieves. And this is a team who just last week, even just a couple of days ago, was looking really, really bad. They were just not looking good at all. They had really nothing going right for them, but so far they have started to make some strides. They're starting to look a little bit more comfortable together. They're starting to figure out an identity, a play style. They, at the beginning, were one of the slowest, least proactive teams, and then again, their game against Immortals today, they actually set up some plays. They actually made some early game plays. They're actually finding more champions for who need to be able to play. They're actually getting some more pop-off performances from Power of Evil, who they really need to be a stud. Sword Art is starting to look a little bit better, and Lost, the progression he's been able to make so far from lock-in to even the first week of LCS to even the second week of LCS has been absolutely insane. Now again, TSM had a pretty easy schedule this week. Next week, they have Evil Geniuses on Friday. They have 100 Thieves on Saturday. And then it gets a little bit easier on Sunday with Team Dignitas. But again, Team Dignitas has 3 wins right now as well. So they've been no slouch. So yes, I do think this week was great for TSM to start gaining some confidence, to start looking a little better, to start picking up some wins and some cleaner wins than like their game against Golden Guardians and like their game against CLG where they were barely eking out some wins against some bottom tier teams. They have a solid win over Team Liquid now. They have a solid clean win against Immortals. They're starting to look better, and this should hopefully start instilling some confidence in the guys like Lost. Also, Huni is hopefully hitting his stride a little bit because when you look at this roster, Spica, Power of Evil, Sword Art, I still expect to, no matter what, over the course of the season, once they get all these things figured out as far as the teamwork and how they want to play and getting the right drafts down and stuff, I expect them all to be good, if not great players. Huni, the jury's really still out. I honestly don't know what to expect. He could be okay, a little bit below average. He could be good. He could be a very, very solid top laner for this team. We don't know. But the biggest question mark is going to be Lost. If Lost can find a way to consistently contribute to games, to be a carry threat, and just put up consistent performances where he's not getting caught out, where he's not having weird positioning in team fights, where he's not dying 2v2 in lane, some of these silly mistakes he was making in the lock-in tournament, then TSM can really be a scary team. They don't need Lost to be the best AD carry in the league. They don't need him to be smurfing all over the place. They have a solid roster here on TSM this year. They have some veterans. They have a good mix of young and old talent. They have people who have been there, done that. Huni's made it to a world final. Sword Art's made it to a world final. Power of Evil has had a ton of international experience. Spica has done some good things in the LCS already so far. He has an LCS title. This team has a lot of good things going for them, and Lost is looking better and better, and it sounds like he has the confidence of a lot of people in the scene as well. Even if fans have been ragging on him so far, even if things have not looked great, the future might just be bright for this team, and that's surprising for me to say, because just last week, and even again after that Golden Guardians game, I was very, very critical of TSM, but all of a sudden, they're starting to give people hope. Now, again, I don't want to go too crazy with it. Next week, I think we're going to find out a ton about TSM. If they can pick up, if they even win 2 of these games against EG, 100 Thieves, and Dignitas, if they win 2 out of those 3, I think TSM will then cement themselves as a legitimate top 4 or 5 team in the league. And then by the end of the year, you know, once playoffs comes around, if you're a top 4 team, everybody's got a shot, everybody's got a chance. But if TSM goes 0-3 next week, if they go 1-2, all of a sudden they're still looking like a middle of the pack team with a lot of stuff to figure out. And then you only have 3 weeks of the season left. Who knows? So, yes, this was an awesome 3-0 week for TSM. A lot of things are looking better. They're looking like they're fixing a lot of things. And just as they're adapting and fixing stuff and getting better, a lot of other teams are going to be doing so as well. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of the trajectories of these teams the rest of the way. But like we said, the LCS standings are kind of getting lumped up here at the top. It's going to be a spicy season. You know, we expect Liquid to start making some moves. 100 Thieves, Cloud9, TSM, EG, all these teams are kind of beating up on each other. It's making for a fun LCS season. And I can't wait to see exactly how it all goes down. But, yeah, Treatz thinks Lost has the potential to be one of the best AD carries in the LCS. I don't know. There might be something there. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate it so much. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about Lost? Do you think he has a chance to be a good AD carry? Do you think he's been looking better? Do you think he's underrated, overrated? Do you think he sucks? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about in today's video. Subscribe to stay updated on my latest content. Hopefully, catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!